A very good evening to our fans on this program, Home Affairs. We have a very interesting topic today, which I feel everybody should be interested in, either male or female, even though we are going to be talking particularly about women in marriage. Yes, women in marriage. My name is Bola de Bola. Yeah, marriage is a blessing. We all know that. But it doesn't mean losing yourself in the process. As a wife, it's important to care for your home, but don't neglect yourself mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Protect your mental health by setting healthy boundaries and giving yourself time to rest when you need to rest and recharge. Stay financially wise. Build your own knowledge. Build your own knowledge. Save, invest, and don't stop growing. Keep nurturing your spiritual life because a grounded woman builds a strong home. You know, like the Bible always tells us that a good woman builds a home. Self-care is not selfish. It's survivor. You're a pillar in your home, and pillars must be strong. Take care of you, that's yourself, because a healthy, whole, and fulfilled woman makes a happy wife and a stronger marriage. Unfortunately, your choice of partner makes it impossible to achieve all that I've said, and that is what we shall be discussing this evening. Like I told you, my name is Bolade Bola, and my guest, she's been on this program before. She's a woman, she's a wife, and she's a mother. All these, they are all related. They are sequential, one step after the other. All we are talking about, a woman must know her place. She must have a vision. She must know her self-worth. She must know what she wants in marriage and what she wants in life. That is how she will not lose herself. She will not lose her self-image. Let me leave that. So, my guest today is Mrs. Joy Akponorie. You can see that name is jaw-breaking. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much, ma.
So let's meet you.
Well, you pronounced my name the other time, so I still remain the same person, Mrs. Joy Akponorie. And apart from being a mother, I'm also a wife of a priest of the Anglican Communion.
And an educationist.
Yes. By vocation. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you very much, ma, for coming. Yes, my topic, even though I've explained it, the topic is why do women lose themselves in marriage? You know, that day when they are dancing, they are so happy, they've caught a big fish. You know, many of them, the guy is handsome. It's a big boy, he has money. Then it's a different story from the second day, or years after, or months after, or even from that very night. Now, ma, what do you understand about women losing themselves?
Okay, thank you very much, ma. I'm happy to be on this program once again. Now, when we say women losing their relevance, yes, in marriage, it also means a situation whereby a woman loses a sense of identity after getting married. You know, just the way you were saying the other time, something dropped into my mind that, you know, there is difference between wedding and marriage. That wedding will only last for one day. Then after that day, then the true color and the true picture of what marriage is all about comes into place. Now you start living, you know, as husband and wife, and so you start living the way you ought to live. But we discover that along the line, at times, most women, after getting married, they lose themselves in that process. They lose their identity. They lose out their visions. They lose out their dreams. Even sense of visibility, you know, get lost along the line. So I think that is what this program is here to address. That getting married does not or must not make you as a woman to lose yourself or to drop your own vision and empty yourself just because you are...
or lose your self-worth.
Your self-worth, yes. Just because you are into marriage.
Do you know some men when they talk to themselves, you don't even know what you're going to do with your life. Verbal abuse. I mean, let's not go into that now. But let me ask, how can this start? Is it in marriage that it starts, or before? Is there something we should look out for before getting into marriage that can give us an idea that, let me use the word red flag. What are the red flags that can make you to know that, you are likely to lose your self-worth. You are likely to lose your self-image. I've heard of women who were already in a relationship and they sat themselves down and said, no, I must have my life, that is the word, have my life back, because they're already losing it.
Well, I want to say that, first of all, don't marry somebody who doesn't love what you do. Not only saying that don't marry somebody who don't love you. Yes, love is aside. Then even your own, what you do, your vocation, your desires, what you do personally is another thing. If, for instance, you are somebody who is a public speaker and you want to get married, you must get married to somebody who believes in you. You must marry somebody who believes in that thing that you do. So you have to, that is the first step. Before you get married, both the intending couples sit down first, have a talk together, speak to yourselves. This is what I do, this is my desires, this is my this is my that. Then you come to terms. Then the understanding is already built already. And when the understanding is there, and by the time you are going into marriage, it will be very easier for you in marriage. So the first step is what? What I said the other time is, you have to marry somebody who loves what you do, or somebody who is ready to give you all the needed support on whatever you wish to embark upon in the future. So when the man or the woman is in love with that, then when you get into marriage, it will be very easier for you to pursue your dreams.
Now, so how can you know if this man is actually sincere while you are courting? What are the red flags? You have just mentioned one that you are supposed to marry somebody who loves you, who knows what you are doing. What are the red flags one can identify in this?
I think the first one is that when you are into a relationship with anybody, with any man as a young woman, you should be able to discern if the man or the intending husband is having a kind of fear. He's having a kind of fear, or he's having a feeling of insecurity. All those things, before some of those things, they get to a peak in marriage. You would have seen these red flags during courting.
For example, when you are discussing, like you said, maybe you are already a graduate of accounting, and you are talking, I wish I want to go for my ICANN. I want to do this. I want to go and register. And it begins to drag his leg. It begins to
feel
grumble.
Somehow, yes. And you should know that probably he might not be able, to give you that support when you get to marriage.
Supposing that's one. Another thing, you are marrying somebody that you're a graduate, somebody who has a school start, only school start. Because some guys they didn't have anybody to sponsor them in school. So they started working with their school start, and now they have worked for a while, and they have a house of their own, or maybe a good apartment, and they can level up with you who is just a fresh graduate. Now, such a man who has not developed himself, who does not have a vision, will actually react when you begin to say, I want to go for my, what do they call it?
Professional course or postgraduate course.
I want to do my MBA. Such things will happen. Well, there's nothing bad in you encouraging him. In fact, by the time you start encouraging him first to go further, and he begins to grumble, he begins to just know that is not the way forward. Or what do you think, ma?
Oh yes, by the time you start discovering that the man is grumbling, he's unhappy, you know that this man may not support my vision in the future. Maybe I can give you an instance about my own practical life.
All right.
As an undergraduate student then, along the line, I had this intuition, I had this desire in me that immediately I finished my degree program, I wish to go for my master's. So it was a hidden thing in me. So later on, I got married after my degree, after my undergraduate programs. Then along the line, I also, told my husband that I wish to go for postgraduate programs and so on. And he said, no problem, that he will support me. And to the glory of God, even in marriage, after giving birth to children, even I was even nursing my children, when he encouraged me, he will stay at home, he will take care of the children, and he will ask me to go. And I will travel down there, to Ife, to run my program. He gave me all the needed support. But before then, during courtship, I had noticed that. Because that is another thing. You have to look at that man first. If you don't observe that during courtship, it might be very difficult when you get married. I knew that he was a lover of education. He was a lover of education. So I actually keyed into that. And later on, it helped me in the future. So what I'm trying to say is that you must also, as a woman, before you go into any marriage with any man, you must also make sure that the two of you have this sound understanding and even communication first, so that in the future you won't run into problems. Okay. There are some women who wants to be a global figure. If you are somebody who have that desire, you want to become a global figure, you want to be known, or maybe you want to be somebody like a presenter, you want to work in radio stations, you want to be somebody who moves from one place to another and all that.
Affecting lives.
Yes. And you must also design if the man is somebody who is going to support that, because there are some men may start feeling insecure about that. So that may also affect one's vision.
Okay, thank you very much. Insecurity. That is one of the things that makes a man now not to make a woman become a shadow of herself, to prevent a woman from furthering in life. What about a woman who doesn't even have a vision for life?
Yes, there are some women like that who are contented or content with whichever, whatever life throws at them. They don't have vision in life. All they know, is in two categories. There are some women whose desire is to build their husband's dreams, visions, and in life. They don't care, so they are just support system. They don't have any vision. All their own vision is how to build my husband and support him and become.
When they have visitors, say, "Where's Mama?" They call her out. She say, "Good evening, and she goes back inside.
Why there are some women too? They don't have anything. All they know is that they just wake up in the morning, go, if they have a job or they have a shop, they go to shop, they go to work, do that and come back home, and that is the end of their lives.
Some men say that women are supposed to be heard, not to be seen.
Yes, women are supposed to be heard and not to be seen.
Such men, you need to be careful, because they will just only hear your. In fact, they may even put an hijab on your head and so you can talk, but they will not see your face. Because there are some people like that.
Yes, those category of men, they are trying to limit their wives. They don't want their wives, to come out of their shell. So, women. There are some women like that who don't have vision, who don't have this self-esteem, or who don't actually see themselves as somebody, as a carrier of something, important.
They have nothing to stand for.
Yes, they have nothing to stand for. So there are some women like that.
So what is the danger there? Because even when your husband is trying for you to become, please, just let me be. I have chosen my path. And for me, I have seen people that their husband has grown to become professor, to become this, and you can hardly say this is their wife. She's just behind. Even those are women made it in life, but they are the quiet type. But like we are saying, some don't even want to be known. They're just contented in
whichever level they are.
Yes. So for such women, what is your word of encouragement to them?
Well, my word of encouragement is this. There is nothing bad in supporting your husband becoming anything in life. But the danger there is, as your husband is growing in life, you as a woman, you must not remain the same. You must not remain. If, for instance, now your husband is the president of our nation today, and you as a woman, you just feel that, let me just be a support system. Let me just be wherever I am and so on. Now, the point is, how do you now want to face or fit in as the first lady? How do you want to fit in? So as your husband is trying to grow in life, you as a woman, you must also make all your possible efforts to also grow along with him.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Another question is that there's an expectation from the society. That is if you allow such expectation to clamp you down as a woman. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Can you shed light on that?
Yes, I think that is one of the reasons why women, at times, why they lose themselves in marriage. This societal expectation, or do I say cultural perception of marriage, culturally or even
women as a whole.
Yes, women as a whole. In most cases, we feel that when you go into marriage, when you get married, your first role or your major responsibility is to care for the home, care for the children, care for the husband, and even the relatives of the husband.
Yawowa.
Yawowa,
Yes.
You how to please your husband's family, that is the major role to some women. And by the time they start doing all those things, they lose their own self-identity along the line. They lose out. So, but in a society where we have, when the society tries to limit women, but as a woman, you must not allow that to limit you. Though your marriage is your first responsibility, you have to take care of your home, take care of your children and all that. But you must also learn to adopt and do things at the same time. You must be a multitask woman who is able to manage so many things together, and even including your own desires and including your own pursuits in life. You must not allow the society to bring you down, limit you in the kitchen.
Thank you so much. With what you are saying, I know some families, when you go visit them before marriage, your mother-in-law, the mother-in-law to be, once she knows that, this one is a career person, this one wants to, because she used her to ask you, so what are you doing? Okay, I just finished my education, I'm going for this, she will just call her son, but this one, you cannot control her. This one will be speaking spirit. What do you feel? How should women react to this? Or how do we describe such homes that maybe it's a no-go area for a woman because of how the mother-in-law is reacting, which can actually influence her son?
Yes, there are some mother-in-laws like that who feel that if this girl marries or eventually marries their son, this girl might outshine their son. And or she might later on, turn the man, become uncontrollable and make the man become the woman, and he herself, the woman, becoming the man of the home. So they might, start looking for so many ways to discourage that union. But one thing I also want to say here, or sound a note of warning to all women, is that there is nothing bad in having a strong desire to become a person of relevance in the society. There is nothing bad in your area of your profession, getting to the peak of your career, becoming a global woman or a public figure or becoming a renowned person. There is nothing bad in it. But the caution is that we must be very, very careful as women so that our ambition does not affect our responsibilities and duties as a woman in a marriage.
Thank you very much, ma'am. My last point on this is, before we go into solution, is that how about the place of sincerity during courtship? Some men, they will tag along, especially when they know that there's something they're eyeing that woman's life. Something brought them together. But at the end of the day, that thing that they saw, they actually clamp it down. They don't want the woman, e.g. celebrities. Many people wonder why so many celebrities, women, are single mothers these days. We hardly listen to their own side of the story. We just feel that this one cannot be controlled. Just this and this one. Is it because the man does not, because some of them say that it's because the man is trying to stop them from being who their choice of profession. So how do they identify how do you identify insincerity when a man is lying? He's just tagging along. We mentioned this, the red flag, when a man is not trying to, trying not to encourage you, he's grumbling. But in a situation when the man is not saying the truth, he's just tagging along. How will you be able to tackle this?
Well, this issue of insincerity,
yes,
just the way I said the other time, as a woman, if you are very, very observant, even right from courtship, you would have known that this man is an insincere person. He's not truthful. For instance, let me give you an example. When I was still younger and I was still an undergraduate student then. So I met this one of our friends, as students together. He was a Muslim, or he's still a Muslim. And he was telling me then that he likes me and he wants to get married to me. And he said, don't bother, I know you are a Christian. No, I will allow you to go to church. I will allow you to do this. Do whatever you want to do in your Christian whatever. I will not hinder you. I will not do that. But I knew quite well that there is something he's looking for in my life. And by the time he gets it, all these promises that I will allow you to go to church, I will allow you to do
Where
this,
was he
I will do that.
That means he knows the right thing.
He knows the right thing. I knew that he's just trying to use that one to cajole me. And at the end of the day, by the time such a person enters into such marriage, it becomes a big problem. So you would have noted that during courtship, that this person is not sincere. And at times, most men are insincere at times during marriage, probably because there is something they intend to get from the life of that girl, of that woman. If there are some potentials, or there are some treasures, or there are some wealth, or there are some things, or there are some connections they know that they will get from a particular young lady, they can be insincere. And by the time they now get into marriage, it becomes a problem for them. That is uncontrolled, that will become something that might get out of hand.
Now let me turn the table round. Are ladies sincere with themselves when they're in courtship or even before marriage? Because some they will see the trap and still walk into it. Are they sincere, or how can they be sincere? Because I feel, or I know, that marriage is not compulsory. You have seen, like your story, you know that this man was getting at something, but that's not the place for you. Can women actually sit down and think on their own that if I get in, won't this happen? Won't that happen? What is your own view about it? Must they get into that trap?
Well, during courtship, if you want to be sincere to yourself
as a
lady, you see, you would have seen so many things. Whether this man is compatible with you or not.
To the extent of trapping the man down with pregnancy.
Yes. Probably some ladies, they've waited for so long and they just feel that any man that just comes my way, I will just go for him. So they don't even want to see anything. They don't want to care. They are less concerned about anything. All they know is that they have waited for so long. So let them just, they just want to get married. So they immediately do what? Get hooked up with such a man. So, but in sincerity, you will definitely know. If, for instance, if you're a child of God and you pray every day, any man that comes your way, you will know whether the man is sincere or not. Even you on your own part, you will know whether a man is compatible with you or not. So if you must be sincere to yourself, you must be truthful to yourself, that if I get married to this person, will this person mar my destiny, or it will make my destiny? You must be sincere with yourself, and you mustn't go into marriage because of some ephemeral things you have seen in the life of that man.
So that you don't lose yourself.
Yes.
So that you don't lose yourself, you don't lose your vision. Some ladies even die in the process. Their vision dies. And when you sit there, you wonder, is it the person I used to know or not? Some people had fame. There is something they stood for. All of a sudden, they just fizzle out. You don't hear of them again. You don't even see that they're no more in the limelight. For your mental health, for you to keep yourself sane and be able to have self-worth, you need to be sincere with yourself. Yeah, I guess I've been Mrs. Joy Oponorie, and we want to sincerely say thank you to you for this program. We are not through yet. This is just we should be back here next week to continue with this topic, and when she comes, we'll be talking about solution. Now, for counseling, or you want to sponsor this program, the number to call is 08168337144, 08168337144. My name is Bolade Bola, the anchor of this program and the counselor in the house. We'll be back next week, Monday, by the grace of God. God bless you. Bye.